Hello there, guys, and so literally just now, patch 2.2 has just released, and we're just going to go through this and just see what changes they have made. So go over the highlights quickly. So changes to settlements and garrisons to reduce the frequency of settlement battles. So I think this is really good. There was a lot of settlement fatigue that people were getting just through the frequency of settlement battles. In fact, I think outside of the first battle or ambushes, I haven't actually had a skirmish outside of a settlement in playing Warhammer 3. Whereas in Warhammer 2, because the AI was so aggressive, you would have outside battles all the time. Additional flavour for some special settlement garrisons, including Carrick 8 Peaks, Black Pyramid, Skaven Blight, and more, by allowing them to use additional units. Okay. Character experience rebalance, reducing the importance of victory types and focusing on enemy unit destruction. Okay. Tweaks to victory objectives of several legendary lords, including those of Lizardmen, High Elves, and Empire. Good, good, good. A game mode split option has been added to rank multiplayer. I don't play multiplayer, so hopefully that's good for you guys. Adjustments to AI aggression, strategy, and overall game difficulty. Yes, Legendary needs to be more difficult. You get past the first 20 turns in Legendary, and you've won the game basically. Plus, monsters are invading the old world in the form of Regiments of Renown 3, and a new endgame crisis. Bring ruin and death to all. Yes, yes. Gee, I wonder if that's a ratty update. Right. So let's take a look. Regiments of Renown. Here we go. We got the Green Guardian, the Terracotta Sentinel for Grand Cathay. Okay. Redirecting Aura. Interesting. Oh wow, so this is going to be someone that you're going to want to run into the back lines of enemy archers, and just they're going to shoot themselves. That's going to be cool. I wonder what that's going to look like in game. I bet that's going to look awesome. And missile resistance, okay. Even Bloodthirster standards, the Bloody Fist stands apart. With every savage yet precise blow, it grows stronger, while its enemies are pounded to gory blot on the landscape. Get Gore Shell for Bloodthirsters, gains damage resistance when near large enemy targets. Okay. So, special Bloodthirster. Oh, Elemental Warbear, he looks so cool. More than a mere bear, this elemental creature has all the pride and rage of its beleaguered motherland distilled into its colossal icy thorn. Heart of the Winter spell, bound version, creates an area that damages nearby enemies over time. Interesting, so that's like a spell mortis engine. Huh. Uncle Fernicle. The Great Unclean One. Nice. He looks pretty cool. Defiling Deluge. Uncle Fernicle heals himself whilst damaging enemies around him. Okay, so Mortis Engine with regeneration. Got a Miasma of Pestilence is now Spirit Leech. Okay. The Snowhorn of Morn. Okay. Ability Glacial, Defense Active. Stonehorn grants increased armor and missile resistance at the expense of some speed. Okay. Frostbite reduces the speed of enemies and units it strikes in melee. Okay. The Marquis of Masochism, Keeper of Secrets. Hellraiser quote there. I have such shites to show you. Feasting Fear passive regenerates health based on number of enemies who have had their morale break around the Keeper of Secrets. Okay, that's interesting. Not sure how that's going to work, but okay. Lasher Slanesh has been replaced with Phantasmagoria, and Acquiescence has been replaced with Enfeebling Foe. Okay. So that'll. Is that the one that breaks their leadership? Which will then allow them to regenerate? Who knows? The Golden Griffin of Theurgy. Theurgy. It's got increased armor. Okay. That's an ability. It doesn't say if it's active or passive. I guess it's active. Blue Fire Zinch for Searing Doom. And Pink Fire Zinch for Gehenna's Golden Helms. Oh, right, okay. So these are the 2 laws of metal, I believe. This is the one with the little circle of puppies, golden puppies that jumps around. Cool. Skaven Endgame Crisis, the Vermintide. The Skaven Undercities are erupting. Burrowed deep beneath the surface, the Skaven are expanding the underground empire to the farthest corners of the old world. With warp bombs ready to turn your settlements to ash, plus hordes of vermin spewing out from the dirt in the name of the Underfather. Willing factions must race to wipe the major Skaven factions off the map and put a stop to the Vermintide. But tread carefully, for every Skaven clan that's yet been slain makes the erupting undercities even deadlier? Okay, so there's going to be like an additional mechanic? Are they going to have like random undercities just pop up in different settlements and then that'd be interesting. Stability and performance. Fixed an end of turn crash that could occur when a default rebel faction was set to another faction omitted from the campaign. Okay, never came across that. You know, guess it is what it is. Fix the rare crash when characters would trigger post-battle voiceover lines in campaign. I've had this a few times where Belagar has spouted some voiceover lines from other factions. I wonder if that's what they mean. Interesting. Gameplay, let's have a look. Events on campaign starts have been rewritten to cover core gameplay elements of for every faction. Right. Okay. So at the moment, when you go in, it just says, "Hi, we're in beta on Immortal Empires." So I guess they've written something up for the factions. That's pretty cool. Removed a number of starting wars between factions who were not their intended starting opponents. This is unlikely to affect player experience directly, but will improve the performance of the AI functions, such as the Demon Prince. Okay. Updated reinforcement locations for various faction settlements to prevent unintended enemy behavior. Okay. Effects that increased healing caps are no longer 100 times stronger than intended. I wonder if that's to do with Helmgorst and Vampire Counts, because they are pretty strong right now. Settlement and deployed towers have their damage reduced to be consistent with Warhammer 1 and Warhammer 2 towers. I mean, that'd be good for the Chaos people, for sure. I mean, trying to take out one of their major cities is absolutely insane. Unless you've got stealth units. If you've got stealth units, it's pretty easy, but if you've got like a Norscan army, which is like a Russ style army, it is so difficult to take over a fortress of chaos. It's horrible. When colonizing ruins, you now take temporary physical penalty instead of massive manpower loss. Okay. I mean, I just used to recruit a single lord and have the lord run over there and take the settlements. So I guess that's not really make that much of a difference. Fix some quest items that provided magical attacks, despite the legendary lord having magical attacks by default. Fix some quest items that provided magical attacks, despite the legendary lord having magical attacks by default. So is this saying that if your your lord has magical attacks, that items with magical attacks will no longer drop? Hmm. Fix an issue where Sword Cane didn't correctly transfer post-battle if its owner died. Okay. Fix an issue where Vassalai factions would lose objective completion upon reloading a save file. Okay. Fix an issue where auto-resolve battle results would change after loading quick save. I didn't know about that bug. Remove the cap for income provided by tribute from vassals. Okay. Okay. So you can get more money from vassals now. Endgame ultimate victory objectives now support vassalizing factions as an alternate option to confederating or destroying them. Okay. Endgame scenarios now trigger the research of all technologies for that respective factions automatically. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, so they're going to be fully teched up when they attack you now. That's crazy. The free upkeep effect on endgame scenario armies is now visible to the player. Okay. Mounted Marauder variants will no longer fire autonomously in melee, though it is still possible to manually order units to fire. We are investigating other cases of units that gain large amounts of performance to similar behaviors. Ha! Right, okay, that's why they perform so well. Allied recruitment will now provide access to all units by the requisite DLC, if owned, as before. There are a subset of units available on to non-DLC owners. Okay. Added an increased trade focus benefits to ports of Marienburg, Lothen, uh, Engerad, and Bordelot. I wonder what they are. Campaign reductions to the Winds of Magic costs should now properly affect overclass spells. Okay. Dragonfan mounts are now properly available in the intended Warhammer 3 factions. Nice, okay. We implemented additional fixes for instances of flying units being able to capture points, this time affecting Mage, Fire Dragon mounted on House. So they can't capture anymore. Teclis can't capture anymore. And the Glade Captain cannot capture anymore. Okay. Developers notes, the Blood Pack incidents would regularly all fire between 10 and 20 turns. 10 and Okay, given the duration of most campaigns, this meant that around 20% of the campaign battles were actually being fought with a completely different pace and balance than intended. Adjusted the timing of Blood Pack incidents so that they are more regularly spaced out. Reduced the duration of Blood Pack incidents to 5 turns. Okay, exploit fixes. Ooh, cheese removed. Fixed an exploit where certain legendary lords from Warhammer 2 could be duplicated in single campaign. What? You could create multiple legendary lords? Ha! Crazy. But cool, race imbalance. General. Each allied outpost in Tomb Kings or Beastmen settlements will now grow +1 unit capacity for all of the faction's units. Okay. Added missing UI tooltips to giant spiders, feral bears, feral ice bear units. Okay. Abilities. Developers notes. In update 2.0, we significantly buffed many units across the undead races, combined with the switch to percentage-based healing in Total War Warhammer 3. This significantly reduced the impact that crumbling had on units whose leadership was broken. As a result, we are slightly increasing the damage of crumbling to help with clearing out undead enemies that are falling apart. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I really struggle keeping troops alive when I play Tomb Kings because they don't really have much in the way of healing and they have really poor leadership. So this is going to affect them quite hard. Vampire Coast and Vampire Coast not so much because obviously they got healing and they can potentially keep them up. But that's going to be interesting. Probably makes Tomb Kings even more harder now at the beginning. Channeling and Winds of Magic replenishment. Several races lacking challenge stance now have their own unique method of replenishing Winds of Magic. Beastmen during full moon events, 50% during full moons, 100% during lunar eclipses, 150% during solar eclipses. Nice. Based on their faction-wide WAR level. Nice. Okay. Lizmen, like the rest of the race, Nakai now has access to channeling stance. Nakai the Wanderer. Nice. Okay, Nausicaa gains 10 ratings. Oh, okay. Nice. So rating is even stronger now. Devotion to the Eagle now grants Winds of Magic power capacity. Okay. Vampire Coast, the flagship expansion stance, only available at sea, now offers the following Winds of Magic. I don't play Vampire Coast, but I guess that's good for them. What else? What else? Major settlements buildings. Wow, that's okay. That's pretty good. Dev's notes on the Beastmen. In this update, we're raising the multiplayer cost of all Chaos spawn units for all races. Multiplayer. Meh. Across the board, Giants have not been a popular unit in any race or game mode despite additional missile resistances. We are again giving them a blanket buff, increasing their armor and weapon strength to make them one of the hardest hitting units in the game. They'll still be slow, huge target, so we believe that this should bring them into the meta without making them too expensive. It really won't, because all you do is you get 4 units of archers and you just blow the giants up. Minotaurs are another unit that have been performing poorly, especially when Chaos spawns occupy a similar design space. For now, we are giving them a boost to their hit points, allowing more time to benefit from their Blood Greed passive, paired with reductions to their multiplayer cost. We hope to encourage their inclusion in competitive builds. Okay. Righty-ho. General updates. Beastmen no longer unlock Dark Elf portals when erecting herdstones. Okay. What are Dark Elf portals? No idea. They also no longer use their basic port in special port locations. Okay, so I'll get the special ports. Good. Turks, the Brass Bull. +1 momentum for the first battle he fights each turn. Momentum will no longer decay after concluding a rampage, only when Turks fights another battle. Momentum granted at the start of a new rampage between 1 and 3. Okay. Campaign. The Eye of the Gods event no longer targets an army that does not belong to the player's faction. Okay. Oak of Ages settlements will now correctly provide a unique herdstone building chain when occupied. Battles. Fall of Man, quest battle, Karl's Fran will now spawn during a battle as intended. Okay. Fall of Man quest battle updated into the intro camera height. Okay. Units. Base weapon of spawns up to 100. Multiplayer cost up by 100. Okay. Giants armor up to 50. So what's that? 25% damage reduction, give or take. Base weapon damage up to 200. AP weapon damage up to 500. Wow. Multiplayer cost down by 100. You still just nuke it with missile units. Like this isn't, it doesn't help. Minotaurs with shields. Hit points up by just under 500. Cost down by 50 in multiplayer. Minotaurs without shields, again, same health increase and reduction by 50 points. Minotaurs with great weapons, again, health up by 500, give or take, and reduced by 150 in multiplayer. Butchers of Kalkengard. Okay. Skills. Crowfather of Malagor now offers missile resistance instead of missile damage to his army, as per his Warhammer 2 effect. Okay, fair enough. Technology Beastman. Technologies are now correctly labelled as challenges in the search field. Okay. Bretonia. Development note. Right. In update 2.0, we changed the speed of several horse-based cavalry rosters. However, Bretonia hadn't received this treatment until now. We'll monitor how the faster cavalry units get on, as well as your feedback as you get the time to experiment with them in combat. Okay, so Bretonia getting a cavalry buff. Nice. Okay, so fixed pilgrim unit cards not showing on building for Bretonia. Okay, a rare soft lock that could occur during AI Bretonian faction's turn has been fixed. Okay, fix the availability of Bretonian naughty building. The Fey Enchantress quest for Morganian's Mirror will no longer autocomplete when constructing any building rather than the special tower of the Enchantress. Okay, fix Repance's starting mission for Pierre de Arden's banner not completing. Okay, updated character's ability in the Chalice Potions Guardians of Lyonesse and the Sword of Lyonesse quest battles. Enabled army in Missing Repence's Sword of Lyonesse quest battle, meaning players can now complete it. Well, that's good, because not being able to complete it is probably a bad thing. I don't really play Bretonia, so Bretonia's Warhouse horses speed up. Okay, so these are all the speed changes. Okay. The Green Knight removed the buff melee base damage, as the Green Knight does not benefit from it. Okay, duration of 27 to 33 seconds. What? Okay. Demons of Chaos changes. The Demon Priests can now use basic port in special port locations. Okay. So they can use basic ports where there are special ports. So they couldn't have ports before. Okay. The Demon Prince's deity-specific post-battle captive options now offer additional effect in addition to glory gain. Unit experience for Khorne, replenishment for Nurgle, favor for Slash, and Winds of Magic for Tzeentch. Chaos Furies multiplayer cost is down by 50. Freakish Mutations now properly apply the effect to the Chaos War Shrine unit. Okay. Dark Elves. Developers note, the Dark Elf slave system felt too passive. Okay. So we've made things a bit more dynamic by removing the slave cap on minor settlements. Players can now utilize the global effects at the cost of their public order to focus on capacity, or instead have a settlement utilize around 100 slaves to keep their infrastructure bonuses active. Other settlements, in the meantime, can keep their capacity lower and just use slaves when maximum capacity is reached. Okay. Once you get a chance to play with it, let us know what you think, whether the system is too punishing or if it's too passive. Right, I think we'll be trying out some Dark Elves tonight then. Cleans up redundant help page information regarding Dark Elf slave mechanics. Okay. Slaves, Dark Elf mechanics. Starting number of slaves reduced from 200 to 100. Okay. Slave rate crossed from 400 to 800. Wow. Dictat cost from 400 to 600. In the open market, 200 to 400. Everyone else. Okay. Dictat cooldown from 5 to 0. Okay. Several adjustments have been made to the slave drain in relation to public order. If public order is insecure, weak or wavering, the slave drain rate from buildings now increments to 10%, 25%, 100% accordingly. The slave capacity brackets have also been adjusted to follow. Tier 1 is now up to 800, Tier 2 takes you up to 2,000, Tier 3 5,000, Tier 4 10,000, and Tier 4 100,000 slaves. Wow, that's insane. Construction costs change from 0, -2, -5, -10 to -2, -5, -10. Okay, construction time reduction. -1, -2, -3, -4. Is this based on your public order? Public order increased -1, -2, -3, -4, -6. Added income percentage from being buildings 1, 2, 5, 10, 20. Commandments. Increase the production commandment. Now has the following effect. Growth to +50. Slave income to +20%. Okay, because that was a bit annoying. I never really used the growth one. It just really wasn't worth it because you were spending, I think it was 100 slaves per turn or 50 slaves per turn. Yeah, just didn't seem worth it. Sacrifices to cane slaves effects have changed. Slaying decline from -30 to -50. Roads now additionally reduce the slave cost of dictax by 10%. Okay. Buildings. Industry change. Slave drain is now active when above 100 total slaves. Slave drain rate from 10, 20 to 40 to 20, 40, and 80. Black Ark slave buildings added slaves per turn. So you will now get slaves from your Black Arks. Nice. Farm provided half their growth based on slave availability. Added small slave capacity increase from 20, 40 to 80. Added 5%, 10%, and 20% slave income increase in the region. Minor settlement removed the slave capacity. Okay. Port slave drain now only active when above 100 slaves. Okay, increase the slave drain. Public order provides half their public order based on slaves availability. Okay, interesting. Campaign Rakras of Agony quest now correctly offers a recruitable black art as a reward. Nice. Malice Right gift to the Witch King and now gives experience to the spawned hero. Number of settlements in Malachus section is now displayed when performing the rite. Okay. The Dark Elf Long Victory Award downgrades plus 15% income from slaves. Nice. Fix lock ears being wrongly affected by loyalty. Oh, right, okay, so I guess when you confederated him, he had loyalty, which is not how usually legendary lords work. Updated character abilities in the Warp Sword of Cain quest battle. Fix the issue where Medra's power wouldn't always display in battles. Fix Rakarth's carrying crows. Skill not disabling upkeeps for harpies. Okay. Merathi will no longer gain the corrupted by Slanesh character trait. Okay. It's quite useful for someone that actually produces Slanesh corruption. Fix Marathi's technologies, Festivals of Ruin, and Endless Debauchery, spreading chaos, undivided corruption instead of Slanesh corruption. Okay, items. Fix Marathi's quest items, Heartrender and Dark Sword, spreading chaos, undivided corruptions instead of slash corruptions. Okay, dwarves. Here we go, guys. See what they've done to my boys. General updates. Rebalanced the starting severity of some grudges for the Dwarf Legendary Lords. I don't have any issues on Legendary campaign with the grudges. Grudges can be at maximum and it really has minimal impact on your campaign. So, I mean, the grudges are a non-factor for me, really. Fix an issue where the grudge's severity was increases far more quickly than intended. Okay. Move the Belagar's Vanguard deployment benefit from his Lord effects to his faction effects. What? So the entirety of Belagar's faction can now Vanguard deploy. That's pretty cool. Dwarves no longer retain their mohawks after losing their heads, which, let's be honest, was quite the skill. Okay. Campaign. Dwarves no longer declare war on AI dwarves. Okay. Fix an issue where Gore-Tex could not equip dwarf runes. Okay. Thorgrim Grubbearer's starting engineer now has a unique starting trait, as does Cazador. Wonder what the unique starting trait is. Added army-wide 20% missile block chance to Belagar's Lord trait. Oh, nice. Very nice. Fix the icon incorrectly claiming unique items in the forge could be crafted multiple times. Okay. Did do much for my boys, but there we go. Grand Cathay. Not much really. Fixed unintended cases where Cathay, Yin, and Yang buildings could not be converted into each other. Okay. Both Bao Yin and Zhao Ming no longer have access to active spells or abilities when in their dragon transformation when accepting the following. So I noticed this when you're playing as when you change they would have their abilities that you still use, whereas in the original single player campaign you couldn't. So that's just interesting change. Campaign, the caravan encounter a gift from Ind will now only offer units that will fit the 20 unit cap of the caravan army. Okay. Abilities, fix the Dragon Emperor's Wrath Cathay Compass. Ability not causing armies to take attrition in Immortal Empires. Okay. Greenskins. I'm expecting a lot of nerfs here. Greenskins will also benefit from the Giants buff. We will, of course, be monitoring both how it plays out and your feedback as we make additional changes. When the AI green-skinned factions while complete, the event message will not display the faction in question. Good, good, good. And will only display if the other player has met the factions through diplomacy. Okay. Campaign, Pig Barter, settlement chain is now appropriately that of a major settlement. Huh, okay. Grimgar Ironhide, quest, Blood Forge armor were not correctly awarded to the AI, okay. Short Victory underwent some tweaks. Grumgor's victory description is now more accurate. Okay, added a Tower of Torment and the Challenge of Stone regions to Grimgor's short victory. Okay, reduce Grimgor's short victory requirements from 6 to 5. Okay, Grum the Paunch. Fix Grum's cooking ingredients not unlocking when completing his quest battle or when getting certain character types to rank 15. Okay. Fix Grum the Paunch's Lord Defeat trait not applying the Cause Terror attribute. Okay, Scar Snitch. Fix Scarship's faction not applying the 100% experience for heroes. Okay, Scarship's Greenskin recruitment building change now start at level 2. Okay. Wurzag. Fix Wurzag being able to recruit the Idol of Gort Regiment of Renowned at rank 2 rather than rank 30. Well, no more super easy Wurzag campaigns. Units, giants, yeah, we know that. Goblin Wolf Chariots, projectiles from 2 down to 1. Teeth Robbers, Wolf Chariot now correctly has Strider as opposed to a depreciated and non-functional attribute. Okay. High Elves, Dev Note. Although they remain capable in campaign, High Elves have been called out for their overall underperformance in multiplayer, despite implementing numerous buffs to them in 2.0. So, we are rolling out massive pass of multiplayer cost reductions across the board for range and elite units. This will allow High Elves to bring more troops to multiplayer. Okay. We're also adding martial mastery to Swords Masters of Hoeth and Law Masters as some of the best competitors in High Elves. Elven roster, we believe this is not only an appropriate buff for performance reasons, but also a thematic one. Okay. So, is this all multiplayer? Legendary Lord quests granting unique items will now grant ancillary if the mission is cancelled. Okay. The High Elf Noble gain influence. Agent action now grants influence over time, as in Warhammer 2. Good, good, good. Fix an issue where the Cult of Pleasure was not getting the correct Elven building, removing garrisons. Okay. Elithanar will now receive a Shadow Mage. Okay, it's good that he's got some magic. Plus, his starting position has been changed. Starting in Karan Ka made it harder to convincingly brood. So they are now encamped in the monoliths. Oh. Huh. Who knows? Eltharion the Grim. Eltharion's long-term goal is no longer mimic the other High Elves' goal. Instead, he needs to deal with his rival, Grum the Paunch, to ensure Toivres is in safe hands and deal with other nearby screenskins and key Skaven threats. Increase the strength of Eltharion's second starting army and changed its lord to an archmage with a custom trait. Be interested to see what that is. Added unit capacity to Mistwalker units to the Toivres main settlement building and removed the ability to build the Mistwalkers building in the settlements. Eltharion's Mistwalker dilemma will no longer trigger their legendary lords who have been confederated. Okay. Imric. Imric's victim objectives have seen minor tweaks to better suit his starting position rather than migrating back to Ulthran. He now needs to encounter all the dragons, as well as destroy nearby major Skaven, Chaos, and Greenskin factions. Nice. Fix an issue where Imric's dragon encounter markers wouldn't produce a generic dragon army to fight against. Okay. Clicking Imric's dragon encounter button will no longer move the camera to the bottom left of the map. Teclis. Teclis' starting position has been changed. Thank God for that. having emerged from the jungles and reclaimed the Fortress of Dawn for the High Elves. His victory objectives have seen major tweaks to better suit a new starting position. He now needs to gain control of the majority of the elven colonies rather than taking full control of Ulth 1. His starting position was absolutely horrible. You started off with minor settlement. You fought an army to start off with, but you didn't have enough movement to get to the next settlement, which means you couldn't recruit, which meant you were 2 units down by the time you got to the other city, and it was a tough one to start off with. Battles updated a character model in Talisman of Hoeth quest battle, assigned the correct deployment positions for the Lamorax quest battle, rotated reinforcement armies to closer match their entry locations in Warhammer 2 in the Shukult Dragon battle, updated map and armor of Kalidor quest battle to fix the camera. This is all the multiplayer stuff. Request okay traits. High elf influence traits have been rebalanced, bringing the weaker ones up in the par, reducing a few others. Okay. Fix Alethanar's lore traits, not reducing the upkeep of Shadow Warriors. I wonder what was going on there. Restored the missing units from the High Elf technology tree from Warden the Paunch DLC. What was missing? Change the mission requirements of Teclis Scroll of Hoeth quest item to defeat Zinch armies instead of Dark Elf armies. Okay, Corn. Corn. Just going to breeze through this. I don't really like Corn, to be perfectly honest. So let's have a look. There we go. Okay, supply lines fixed. Okay, so they might be stomping through a little bit easier now. Okay, Kislev. These guys were tough. Whew. Replaced Manus with Marauder Hunters in both of Katrine's starting enemy. Okay. So the first army she had to deal with had a mammoth in it. Now it wasn't too hard to deal with. You kite him around a little bit whilst you deal with the other part of the army, and then hope that you've got enough arrows left to kill the mammoth. But yeah, it's good. It's good that they've got rid of them, make it a little bit easier. Added sleds and little groms to Engrand Frostholm special building. Okay, reduce the cost of Engrad from okay, so it's 4k less. Nice. Fixed campaign settlements, visuals from the Southern Blastland region to properly display in Kislev. Okay, technology. Catching now starts with the ice sculpting technology already unlocked, granting fast access to like training mechanic. Nice. Change Kislev technologies that require ownership of settlements to also allow for allied and vessel settlement. Okay. Tooltip to acquire Katrin's unique weapon has been updated. Lizardmen. Right. So what do I hope for Luzum in here? I am hoping that they have sorted out Quaggar's victory conditions, because getting all the way over to Lustria was never going to happen. Not as a short-term victory goal anyway. And what else? Can't think of anything else really right now. Fix the bad with alignments, monuments commandment was providing global construction time, reduced instead of provincial. Okay. Nakai no longer too zoomed in on the character's detail panel. Okay. A broken visual link in Nakai's technology tree has been fixed. Okay. Fix an issue where Kotal units will not be recruitable if you own the Silence and the Fury DLC, but not the Prophet and the Warlock DLC. Okay. Tic-Tac-Toe will now receive Skink Chief with unique trait. Okay. Krotgar's long victory is no longer target Lustria. Good. His short victory is slightly tweaked to better suit its start position. Thank you. Fix an issue where raising a sack on a scheme would not count towards. Yes, this was an absolute craziness. I would have this quest, and no matter how many settlements I would raise or destroy, it wouldn't count towards it. Nakai, Lord Victory is now mainly focused on dealing with the Servants of Darkness. If Campus is still alive once Nakai uses his short victory, he'll receive a dilemma allowing him to spawn a wandering army and aid the lizards in Lustria. Nice. Added the total Old One's favor value to Nakai's Temple of the Old Ones panel. Removed the duplicated experience effect. Okay. Oxyoltal. Visions of the Old Ones spawning extremely strong enemy armies in the early games. Okay. Fix Oxyoltal's teleportation. He is now limited to teleporting once a turn. Okay, yeah. He could literally teleport all over the place. Oxyoltal's long victory no longer targets Lustria, and instead it requires a completion of 25 medium hard visions. Okay. Oxyoltal short victories, objectives, fine, spells. Meh. Norska. Didn't really play Norska. So really much going on there. Infrastructure, cost, offering, Smith chain effects. I don't know what these are because I don't play Norska. And they've buffed the Norscan Giants as well. Buff the Ice Wolves. Okay. Busk the North Controls. The Ice Trolls. Okay. Corrected. Nurgle. Anything interesting on Nurgle? Increasing of bilious Thundergraph. Cultists. This is all multiplayer stuff, right? Not really much going on there. Okay, ogres. Ogres needed a large rework. Let's see what they've done. Nothing. Okay, so they've moved Scrag. Okay. Fair enough. Skaven. Right. I really hope they have fixed Throt's issues with his working, his VAT. A lot of the VAT upgrades were just not working. Okay, 10-turn cooldown for Undercities. Okay, nothing particularly good. We are continuing to iterate the factions lore effects of the older lords. The goal is to ensure every character has their own thematic playstyle that incorporates the quick head taker. The following changes have been made to faction effects. Okay, quick no longer steals percentage. What? Food menace below uses. Okay. Players can now purchase up to 5 additional uses of menace below before battle. Okay. Reduce upkeep for clan rats and stormfin for 25% faction wide. Okay, that's pretty good for him. Quick. Oh no. So, oh, he used to get 50%, but it's now 25%, but it's faction wide now. Okay. Minus 20 leadership for enemy lords and heroes in the local region. Okay, that's pretty powerful. Wow. You get melee buffs and weapon strength against dwarves and greenskins. Okay. Wow. Instead of it being plus 10, it's plus 10%. Carrick 8 peak changes. Controlling Carrick 8 peaks as Queek now grants Frenzy for all clan rats and stone vermin. That is awesome. Betrayal bonus now gives you extra ambush, plus 50 reinforcement time, Vanguard deployment, and a use of menace below. Okay. Plus 3 recruit rank for storm vermin has been removed. Plus 1 armor, base weapon damage. Okay. Devastating flanker. Okay. Throt flesh laboratory upgrades will now correctly apply their effects. Yes! Oh, such as random mutation for Skaven slave units. Boom! That is what I wanted. Oh, do I play this or the Dark Elves tonight? Wow, I might go on the Skaven. Might do the Skaven. However, for this to take effect, players must start a new campaign. Yeah, there we go. Okay. The Warlock Engineers model will no longer offset. Is no longer offset on the campaign map after quick save is loaded. Okay, Skaven supplements will have their wall towers swapped to tier 3, and tier 4 projectiles have been fixed. Nice. Okay, Doomwheel mass increased by 750. Good, good, good. Slaanesh. I do not care about Slaanesh. I do not play Slaanesh. Slaanesh is horrible. Empire. Some padding have been added between Empire technology groups so their appearance is nice and neat. Okay. Empire factions can no longer bypass the 5-turn cooldown for Confederation through their faction mechanics. Oh. Elector count tweaks. Elector counts can now be invited to join wars, reinforcement battles. Okay. Added extra cavalry units to Empire reinforcement battles to help with larger match sizes. Huh. Previously, the player would be receiving Imperial Authority penalties when Elector counts capitalism were raised, but not when they were occupied. This produces strange outcomes. For example, it was considered fine for Festus occupied Hochland, but not if he raised it. Now the penalty applies if any non-Empire faction controls the capital. Right. Since Sylvania is occupied on turn 1, we're increasing the buffer for when the penalties or lost capital kicks in from 1 to 2. Okay. Fixed inconsistency will let the capitals being raised versus occupiers. Yeah, okay. Region tagging. Elector counts now use the region tagging system present in Champions of Chaos. Players now gift a border set of regions to the relevant electors. Including ones not owned by electors at campaign start and might have to cling to. Okay. Authority is now gained through returning an elector's capital rather than reviving them from death. This removes situations where it was better to allow an elector count to die rather than save them. Note the players will need to start a new campaign for these changes to be implemented. Okay, campaign fix an issue where Carl's Franz short victory objective would sometimes abort. Okay, Carl's Franz will not receive the guaranteed wizard of a random type at the start of his second turn. Okay, interesting. Added a missing garrison building chain to Oldorf. I really, really hope that's the defensive building chain because at the moment Altdorf is the least defensible of all of the factions' main buildings. Reduce the unlock of Castle Rake at Altdorf to tier 3. Okay. Marcos Wolfheart's long victory objective now targets Lustria instead of the Empire. Okay. Army spawn with Marcos hostility mechanic. Not only spawn at the certain specific locations in Lustria. Okay. Altdorf Conclave of Wizards has been reduced to tier 3 to match the generic chain it replaces. Okay. Player-controlled Empire can now do full diplomacy with Marienburg, including Diplomatic Confederation. Good. Maybe they won't declare war on us anymore. Confederating Empire miners through the Empire political changes now properly obeys the 5-turn cooldown for confederations. Okay. Volkmir has increased baseline aversion to undead factions. Okay. Battles. Prestige gained from battles is now visible in the post-battle screen. Good. Update reinforcement locations. for the player's allies during the Amber Bow quest battle. Okay. Multiple buildings in the Amber Bow quest battle are no longer incorrectly marked as destructible. Units. Boris Toddbringer. Fixed the order of Boris Toddbringer's campaign skills. Okay. Colfran. The Emperor was due for a touch-up. The new Lord effects now allow him to operate more effectively when supporting the electors. Okay. Faction effects now grant 25% prestige from all battles. Nice. Okay. He is now the true Emperor. For sure. The best of Emperor's skills that used to grant a +5 leadership bonus for various units have been replaced by a 20% experience gain for all units. Lord's Army. Okay. Lord Effects has also gone some tweaks. It now grants the Guardian ability to right skin and great scores. Oh, okay. Guardians for great scores? That's pretty good. Remove the +8 leadership added +10 charge bonus. Boo. This effect can now replenish in neutral territories. Okay. Gul Miraz now grants sundering attacks. Okay. Also grants additional features. Blah blah blah. Tomb Kings. Doesn't look like much is going on. Haven't really done much to Tomb Kings. Okay. Zinch can just like loads of multiplayer changes by the looks of Vampire Coasts. Not much going on with the Vampire Coast either. They need a major rework. Fixed an issue where Chillgeists were not healing from the effects as expected. Okay, Banshees. Being an inferior unit, we want them to take down. We want to make the damage to get a ratio consistent. Base weapon damage 70 to 0. Unpiercing weapon damage from 240 to 290. Okay. Abilities Manfred von Kosten, Lord effects granting 15 additional magic reserves will now no longer revert upon loading a save file. Okay, Warriors of Chaos. Warriors of Chaos have been performing rather well since they can have access to marked units and a wide variety of characters. Largely speaking, we are happy with where they stand, really. They are absolutely destroying. With the majority of issues addressed, with changes to the mono god races. The undivided Chaos War Shrines have not been nearly as performant as its marked counterparts, so we are doubling the physical resistance effective to Giver of Glory. The rework of aspiring champions have got them performing better than before, but we felt like they could use another bump up to their hit points. This should bring them more in line with units of 16 entity counts. Okay. I mean, they need nerfs, not buffs, really, to be perfectly honest. Right, what else? I don't care about what else. Campaign. Okay, what we got going on here? Victory type is no longer used as part of the experience calculation. Instead, experience will be granted based on combination of the enemy army value and the proportion of the enemy army that was destroyed, regardless of whether the battle was a win or a loss. Okay. In other words, destroying 80% of the enemy army will grant a similar experience, regardless of whether the battle was a heroic victory or a crushing defeat. Interesting. If the enemy army is fully destroyed as a result of the battle, for example, it was called force, it will grant the full amount of experience. Nice. Okay, so I won't have to spend half an hour chasing people down now. Okay, that's good. Heroes will now gain around 50% more experience for participating in battles that are bringing their progression rate closer to that of the Lords. Good, 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 good. Right. All major settlements will retain their walled settlement battles. Okay. All minor settlements will now trigger a land battle by default. Added an effect that has chance to turn the default land battle into an unwalled settlement battle. Added an effect that has a chance. Okay. Effects has been added to most of the garrison change starting on tier 2 and tier 3. Major settlements in Norscan will not provide walled sieges, but will change to unwalled settlement battles. Okay, Wood Elf Glades still not provide walled siege, but will change their unwalled settlement battles. Okay, what else? Elf House. Okay, okay, okay. AI aggression and difficulty. Increased general AI aggressiveness. Good. Good. Added additional difficulty scaling for aggressiveness. Good. Tweaking the AI behavior for something. It's going to be interesting to see what they do in Legendary now. Increased faction potential bonus for higher difficulties. Okay. Added increased EXP gains for AI units. Added increased EXP gained for AI characters. Reduced AI general diplomatic goals from 2 to 1. Adjusted AI. I wonder if they've addressed the war issue. Let's have a look. They weren't constructing yet. Okay. Yep, they weren't. There you go. The AI will no longer be able to start a war on a vassal or human. Okay, no. Addressing a bug with the AI would avoid entering a settlement when attacking it. Yeah. That was crazy. They haven't. Oh no. Diplomacy. Low reliability will increase the chance of successfully. Confederation has been rebalanced, making it easier to achieve. Okay. Eltharion and Akari encountering a vassal faction will automatically count as meeting its master. Okay. Boo. So they haven't changed it where like people just declare war on you, even though let's say you're power level 1 and they're power level 200, and they'll still declare war on you. That's a shame. Rank matchmaking, don't care. Graphics, okay, that's fine. Great, doing a great job, guys. Keep it up. Looking forward. Cool. Okay, well, this is a lot to look forward to tonight, guys. And I'll, based on those changes, I'll probably give it Empire a go tonight, I think. Yeah. Give Empire a go. And we'll catch up with our dwarves some other time, guys. Anyway.